Liberated, freed, released, free from traditional social restraints. Sisters, girls or women who share a common ancestry, allegiance, character, or purpose with another or others. Fellow black women or girls.
Everyone, Assalamu alaikum. It's me, not Ernest T. What was that show called? I forgot. That hillbilly show. It's me, it's Ernest T. It's Sister Charlene Muhammad with Liberated Sisters. Thank you so much for tuning in. Spread the word, spread the word, spread the word, and really tune in. You don't want to miss this show. We have student minister Abdul, Malik, Sayyid, Muhammad, formerly known as Brother Tony, Minister Tony. Muhammad, with us, he is the Western Region representative of the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And some of you may be aware, but for those of you who are not, Liberated Sisters is proud to be able to dialogue with him and invite you as well to our Q&A with him regarding his life and death experience. And I was sharing with him that I've never been so nervous to interview him. And when I got on the ground, well, no, I'm not saying it like that. When I joined the Nation of Islam in 1995, right after the Million Man March, after studying the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who is the national representative of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, pause, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah God, and that Muhammad is his servant and messenger. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's national representative, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, studying him like I knew in my pinky toe I was going to the nation, but I just didn't know when and how, but I was coming. And 1995 Million Man March, December, after the march, I saw a flyer that said the Nation of Islam is having a lecture on waiting to exhale. Come and see what the Muslims have to say about it. That's what the flyer said. Come and see what the Muslims, MOO, have to say about it. And I was at this gym called Black Diamond. Shout out to Black Diamond. And you could work out for $20. They were serious. It was no holds barred. You weren't bothered there. It was a beautiful gym on Crenshaw. And Baba De Gregory, may Allah be pleased with him, who's made his transition. He was there. And who would have known that I'd be interviewing these people? But anyway, because I interviewed Brother Gregory as the student national correspondent a lot, Western Region correspondent, freelancer for the Final Call, and so on, as well as Brother Minister Malik. So I had my thoughts about the movie, so I decided to go. I wanted to go. I said, and I was searching for the mouse. I'm sorry, you all. You know, we're in the neighborhood, so the dogs are doing their thing out there. So anyway, I was searching for the Mars. I'd even passed one on Jefferson, but I'm like, they don't look like FOI that I be seeing in the with the minister. So I didn't go, but that was my opportunity, and I went. And having heard the minister, studied the minister, even through Michael Mixon Moore, may Allah be pleased with him, who was on KCRW, and he's made his transition, but he was the first one that I had heard mixing the minister to the hip hop the rap that we came in on in the 80s. Queen Latifah, Public Enemy, and so on. Minister Ava Muhammad and Mother Chinetta Muhammad, may Allah be pleased with them, and on and on. So I was coming by Allah's grace. I just didn't know where they were. And I made it. And Brother Minister, I sat there and Brother Minister Malik, all the questions I had during childhood, I can say it now because now I understand what it is. It feels to me like all the locks at that point just started going click, 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 breaking down like Legos on Transformers, because I knew something was not right. But he answered a lot of questions that I had from hearing the minister that I didn't think I could ever get to the minister and ask. And he did it in less than 2 hours at a mosque meeting. And I flew up to join. And ever since then, here I am. So thank Allah for that. But I'm supposed to do a justice report. Here's the justice report. Go to finalcall.com, finalcalldigital.com. Read the Final Call newspaper. Subscribe to the Final Call newspaper. Our cover story this week, I think, is a story that I was blessed to team up with and write with the Final Call on the devastation from Hurricane Melissa, Jamaica, Cuba, Haiti, the Dominican Republic. Our prayers are with you all. So read the Final Call newspaper, and there's a plethora of articles. The center article, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, of course, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and then we have Mother Chinetta Muhammad's page, and we have Minister Jabril Muhammad's page, and then we have all of the national. So read the Final Call, and I will do that like that because there's something on me, and I'm very full right now because of what this brother means to me and to my family. But I'm talking about to me. He doesn't know it. I don't think I ever told him. Maybe I did. But he's a brother. He's young. But he when I came into the ranks, whether he knows it or not, he's always been like a father figure to me. Not an uncle, a father figure, because I had lost my father. So the minister was that. But in a touch you realm where you could see the person, he was really that. Through today, really. But at any rate, I want to start by introducing further him this way, and then we'll bring him in. I have questions. I want you to engage and ask your questions. I pray that I'm able to highlight some of the interviews that he's already done, so as not to tax him, but he's spoken with Sister Starla, Student Minister James, Student Minister, I think it was Sister Starla, our interim editor for the Final Call, Starla Muhammad, and Student Minister James Muhammad, founder of Closing the Gap Broadcast Network. They're the team for our mother show, and Student Minister James is our minister down in Tampa. Okay, so they interviewed him, 2 parts, Closing the Gap Broadcast Network. I would invite you to run, don't walk to watch that. He also subsequently did a great interview as well with Student Minister Willie Muhammad of the riveting I Have a Testimony. Ooh, Brother Willie, thank you so much for that as well. And I will play a clip from that because some of what people want to know is stemming from that. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is just continue with my introduction of him and how brothers and sisters, let me say this. I've had a ringside seat by Allah's grace and mercy, a privilege to cover him in the line of duty, but as well as be under his charge in the region at Muhammad Mosque number 27. And one thing Sister Charlene will tell you, if you don't know, our people love Brother Minister Malik, Sayyid Muhammad. They love Minister Tony, as some still call him, and then they'll tell me, I'm sorry. What's his name again? Hey, what's in your heart? Because that's the same brother, right? In terms of who he is. But I got to see, and people still tell me. So I'm going to try to tamp my energy, control this and stay focused. So some of it is going to come out of the book that I wrote, Pumps on the Ground. And it's just fitting to me because of what I put in that book about him. So let's do that, because he's in the waiting room. And assalamu alaikum, everyone coming in. Get your questions ready for him, because he's saving lives by sharing. This is very personal, and he's sharing it, and that's why I'm also full, because if I called him, that's Allah's will. I can't lie and say I wouldn't have been sad. Boohooing today. So at any rate, here we go. Focus. I want to share a screen, okay? And get your questions ready and everything. And you already know how I get down. And so call me, tell me, get yourself together, straighten out something, keep it together. But now, and this is not plugging my book. I barely even, I think I gave the majority of the copies, but I want to share the screen, okay? Because I want y'all to know this man's got love in the streets, but not, when I say the streets, you know how people say we outside, out there, outside of the echo chamber. It's not just so-called on the streets or the quote unquote hood. It's, boardroom, everywhere. He can meet you where you are with the love. So here we go. Now, this is part of my final manuscript. That book is out, but I want to share it. We do this really quickly. Really quickly. Really quickly. All right. So the parts that I kind of went to is that you all, you see here, you see things about Nipsey. I actually had the paragraph ready where there is someone speaking about, at that time known as Brother Minister Tony's love, and how people respond to him, and I think what I'm looking at is we plan and Allah plans, and Allah is the best of planners. But it was one of the paragraphs that made me say, this is the one that you want to use to kind of underscore. What we're looking at is images from the actual ground zero where Nipsey Hussle was killed. This is one of the images of our sisters. Just bear with me. I'm not trying to do that right now, because I want to talk about, this will come up, but I want to talk about the impact. And I have a specific paragraph that was poised to do it. Mothers and people touched by him. I think what I'm going to do is find that and come back. Oh my God. Okay. She's melting. How about we do this? It's not about you. It's about Brother Tony. Okay. Here it is. Thank you, Allah. Our work is in the streets. Let me look and see if y'all still there. Y'all good? Okay. Our work is in the streets. So I write here that I covered rally after rally, protest after protest, many led by or that involved student minister Abdul, Malik, Sayyid, Muhammad. But I really couldn't believe it when Sister Lolita Jones, who was with Vicki Lindsay's mother's family advocacy organization, Project Cry No More, called me with incredible news. Sister Vicki Lindsay is a soldier. Beautiful sisters made her transition. She's a staunch advocate for mothers whose children were murdered in street or mainly street violence. But they said, Sister Charlene, they got minister. So what they were saying was the police had attacked Minister Tony, and of course the brothers, and moved in and to defend him, and all heck broke loose. But in that, these sisters were, they called me, and they were so taken aback, but the people responded. And so, as you see in this video, in this picture here, I hope you can see it. This is the LA Sentinel, in front of the LA Sentinel. At that time, I don't believe the Sentinel, I'm not sure if it was owned by Brother Danny at that time, but at any rate, Brother Danny Bakewell in the back, Brother Maulana Karanga there, and others, Pastor James Lawson. But the people came out. These are just spots of how people turned out and showed up, for Brother Minister Tony, now Brother Malik Sayyid Muhammad, student minister Abdul Malik Sayyid Muhammad. And so, in that regard, they were found, Brother Minister and others were found, the brothers who were attacked and defended him well too were found blameless in that. But this is the part where I wanted to go from. Sister Linda J talked about in this era how the police had been saying the numbers of violence were down and murders, but we didn't see that in our community. And she said, if they are, we are helping you. And she was referring to not only the street peace activists, but of course, that includes Minister Malik and the FOI. And so she pointed to the contingent of Muslim women. We were in our blue garments and we were in the room sitting attentively. And she added these words, those beautiful women right there. And because of Minister Tony and his leadership, you have people who are respected within the community. Look at how they are dressed. I'm proud to say that I can be respected when I see the men in bow ties. I am a Christian saying with all of my heart that you cannot disrespect them, because if it were not for them, we would not have the security that we have in this community. Bearing witness. And of course, we know if she's talking and pointing to Brother Minister Tony then and us, then she's pointing to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who has taught us by the grace and mercy of Allah through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and his teachings. So the community activists noted that despite the physical, mental, and emotional challenges imposed on Minister Tony by the ordeal, he was found where he had been at the time of the incident, in the streets among the people. Okay? In the streets among the people. So I'm going to say one more thing and move on off of this point. On July 29th, at that time, Minister Tony led approximately 40 Muslims to the streets to save Lamert Park, a historic majority Black populated neighborhood in Crenshaw District, now referred to and called Africa Town by the people. With Final Call newspapers and million more movement registration forms in hand, they knocked on doors, shared news of the 10 million man ministries, and invited residents to hear Minister Louis Farrakhan's July 30 satellite webcast, and signed up Million Man March supporters. I'm going to stop sharing that. Okay? That's it on that. There's one more thing I want to show before we bring in Brother Tony. Sorry, I got caught. I got the time warp. Brother Minister Malik. And now this is supposed to be a clip, and this is again outside of the echo chamber. More than a movement. This is him, as well as our FOI student captain Halim Muhammad of the Western region and some of the men in the community. Why am I saying this? Because people poured out. I think once we heard about student Minister Malik's medical ordeal, I only saw the first part one of Closing the Gap with student Minister James and Sister Starla. And I believe I reached out and said, man, you're viral. And I'm not sure if it was viral at that time, but I was getting a lot of feedback, and it's spreading and it's continuing to, because I observed that he's saving lives by his willingness to share what he and his beautiful wife, Sister Malika, endured, and their healing journey, and how she, by Allah's grace and mercy, through Allah, saved his life. But we'll get into that. Okay, so more than a movement. Again, remember, why am I taking this introduction this way? So that you will know who we have among us. And, his works. And thank Allah for sparing his life, for much more work to do. But I just am compelled to do this. So this is a brother who followed the student regional minister and the men. And this clip was moving to me. I have a lot of clips of my own. I have tons. But it's important through other people's eyes sometimes that we see each other. And I just want those across the country who see this to know, if you might be seeing this for your first time, let me it's enough talking about it. We have Sister Audrey. It's going to come on in a virtual magazine. We want to share something, but let's do this, and then we'll get into the interview. We'll bring her on and then him on. Here we go.
You had a good home, but you left. That's right. You had a good Allahu Akbar. You had a good home, but you left. That's right. You had a good home, but you left. That's right. Coming down. Whose soldiers are we? Whose soldiers are we? Left, right, left. One sound. How you feel? Right, sir. Right, left, right. Hey, how you feel? Right, sir. How you feel? Right, sir. Drill is mind and body control. You understand? Yes. You snap your head. Left. Hey, how you feel? Right, sir. Right. 19. Hey. Let's knock down those. Right. Hey. Let's move out. Let's go to the middle. Let's go over there. Count, case, count up. 1, 2.
I'm Michael Real, and this is RealUrbanNews.com. We are in the Jordan Downs housing project in South Central Los Angeles with the Nation of Islam as they fan out across this housing project and other urban communities throughout South Central Los Angeles, spreading peace and unity in these turbulent times.
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, brother, live word. Go back here, brother James. Thank you. So I would like for you, the mighty FOI, to help me. We will bring up our international representative, Brother Akbar Muhammad, who wants to have a few words to say to you, okay? Yes, sir! I give way to Brother Akbar. Yes. Lady James count, can the lady James count on? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Muhammad got the devil on the run. That's right. Muhammad got the devil on the run. That's right. And so he didn't send them to the battlefield, he led them into the battlefield. Yes, and this is what the minister has done to the nation. He's given us a new light. He's given us new strength, you know. He's re-energized the entire nation of Islam. And I want you to count your assets. We're in 163 cities in America. 163. We got the only national black newspaper, that paper you have in your hand. We are respected in the community. This work that the minister has invited us to, he said he wanted to be consistent. He don't want us to start because we got a reputation of starting projects. And when the minister's going on to do some greater work, we let those projects fall apart. But we need men who are going to hold it up. If the minister's not able to go on the street, do we stop going? No, sir. Thank you. But we got to be consistent. The minister said we don't want to fall down on this. We don't want it to start good and then it begins to peter out or you become battle fatigue. Okay, you a mighty FOI. If the minister say we got to keep it going, then as the mighty FOI, we must keep it going. Thank you, may Allah bless you today. Assalamu alaikum. How y'all doing? Here you go, this way we go, Kate. Yes, sir. How you doing, sister? I got one, sir. Okay, well let me give you an invitation to where we at. Thank you.
How did you feel about seeing the Muslims walking in?
It's different, but that's the way you're supposed to do it. Go out in number. That's right. If you're going for a good cause, go ahead and do it. If that's what you believe. Amen.
Think this is going to change the community?
It should. It gave an impact on me. That's what we all supposed to do. We believe in something, go out and promote it. Amen.
All right.
Amen.
All right. Bye-bye. Why do you think we need this?
I think this is a black neighborhood. It's been back for years and years, baby. I've been here 72 years.
How has the neighborhood changed?
It's nice. It's good. It changed a lot. A lot.
You saw the Muslims out here today. What does that mean to you?
I mean, black brothers are strong. Right. And I love it.
Soldiers are welcome, sir. Home soldiers are welcome, sir. Let's count off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What did you think about when you saw them come through today, the Muslims?
I'm thinking that it's actually a good thing to see a lot of African American brothers out here doing their thing, and especially on the holiday, taking time out of their day to come out to the community. I think that's a good thing.
You think it'll help quell some of the crime and violence in the neighborhood?
I think it'll take some time, but eventually, yeah.
What's your hope for this community?
I just hope for it to get better overall, nothing specific, just better overall. I've lived here my whole life and I've seen absolutely no changes. So.
It's disappointing?
Yeah.
That's a line. 1, 2, message 3, 1, count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
So what did you think when you saw the Muslims?
All right.
What did you think?
I just thought it was a movement, man. So I was immediately attracted to it. You know, I'm like, wow, you know, remind me of the Malcolm X movie, you know. So I'm like, man, this is nice right here. It's beautiful to see that, you know, just black Sayyid brothers just doing their thing, man. That was nice. I really like that.
You think it'll stop some of the crime and violence in the community?
Oh yeah, I hope so, because some of the young brothers can see what's going on, especially they can be a part of something, you know, clean cut, nice, as an organization. So yeah, I definitely like that. Maybe we could do something, have a change, just like Obama say, let's change.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you feel? Fine, sir. Good. How you feel? Fine, sir. How you feel? Fine, sir. I look good. We out here with our people. You understand? Yes, sir. Everybody's scared about people. Only people. I don't know. We ain't scared of violence. Anybody else scared of people? So we can't be scared. You understand? Yes, sir. Left, right, left, hey. Good. Left, right, left, hey. Good. How you feel? Fine, sir. How you feel? Fine, sir. Come on out, brother.
Talk about this movement that's fanning out across the city, building up to the Upfest.
Well, what we're doing, I have toured over 200 different gang neighborhoods, and what the brothers have asked us to do is to start a peace movement. And so the Upfest will be the kickoff of what we're now forming that's going to be called the United Hood Nation. So Los Angeles is going to have its own replica of the UN that's in New York, but we're going to do it hood style. And so every Monday and through the weekends, we're marching through the community to show love and peace and push the Upfest, which is going to commemorate the 17th year of the Million Man.
What's the reception been?
Brother, the reception has been astronomical, man. You see people coming out of their houses. You see people with cameras and videotapes. The brothers shaking our people's hands, just saying you love them, man. It's a different. And when they see the brothers lined up in ranks like they are now, it's just magical because it brings out the militant propensity in our people, and it's almost like a ticker-tape parade. And so to tell mothers that we want to show your sons as a different way. And then when we shake all of these young brothers' hand, they feel a sense of brotherhood. And that's what we want to promote, brotherhood. And so now, the Nation of Islam, under my leadership, as I'm being guided by Minister Farrakhan, the hoods trust us now to be the liaisons between all of the hoods, to bring them together right before the Upfest. We're going to have a huge gang summit right before we put on this event to get buy-in, to break out the new charter of the United Hood Nations and what that represents for all the hoods.
Changing lives.
Absolutely, dear brother. And changing in the way, in the 70s we had a movement. Well, we haven't had a movement since the 92 gang truce, 20 years ago. Every 20 years there's a movement in America. And Minister Farrakhan said to me that when the streets unite in Los Angeles, they're going to unite in Chicago, they're going to unite in New York, it's going to happen in Philly. is going to happen in Atlanta and in Houston. So what we want these brothers to know that they are responsible, to take responsibility for starting a peace movement since they're known as the gang capital of the world.
Fascinating.
No, not only is it fascinating, from these gang members and through gang conventions, if they can unite and make this work, then they can now go to Iraq. They can now go to Iran. They can go to Syria because they got gang problems over there. Absolutely. They can go to the Sudan and say, look, if we can peace in Los Angeles in America, come on, Africa, y'all can do it too. All tribal wars around the world can stop if we stop them here.
Finally.
And that's what I'm putting my life on.
Finally, I sense your passion and your thirst and your desire for this movement and for the Upfest.
Yes, sir. Well, the Upfest, man, will be the kickoff because at the Upfest, through Big Boy, who's a beautiful radio personality, he's putting up all the finance to make sure that this happens. And from the Upfest, we want to deputize 2,500 people. That every time there's a shooting, we'll send out a message, and within 24 hours, 1,000 men show up to that area. We're passing out information to promote peace. We're showing the mother who lost her child, we want to be your sons. We're going to keep doing this until crime is eradicated. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you, dear brother.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the world, the beneficent, the merciful, sole master of this day of judgment in which we now live. To thee alone we serve, and to thee alone we
We'll stop sharing that. I wanted to just give, again, my energy was to have others speak about this man's work and why he's such a treasure and a gem for our people. Thank you, Brother Minister. He is patiently waiting. And I have one more who wants to speak about your work. It'll be very brief. Sister Audrey Muhammad is launching a new magazine. This is our dear publisher of Virtue Magazine. And now she's taking it even to another level with men and women we admire. So, Sister Audrey, please, would you even shorten the time I gave? I apologize, but the clip was a little longer in my intro too. But share why it is that you will be featuring Brother Minister in your magazine on the cover for the first launch and what he means to you. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you so much for allowing me these few moments. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First, I just want to thank you, Sister Charlene, because you were the one that kind of took me under your wing for it, because I wanted to write. And you took me under your wing, and when I was in the LA area, so I'm forever grateful. And you still have that beautiful energy as you set up the whole story for student minister Abdul Malik. I mean, it was beautiful. But so to the point, to why I'm here briefly, because we want to get to his story, is he's on the cover of MWA magazine, which stands for Men and Women We Admire. For the past 20 years, I've been doing publishing Virtue magazine, and I wanted to also have an avenue to celebrate the men and women in our community, not just limiting it, but also branching out. And men and women that are in a league of their own, because we hear about the NBA and, but MWA will be something that we can, see those brothers and sisters that we admire. And when I was thinking about someone for the cover and heard about what happened to brother minister Abdul Malik, I reached out to him and just wanted to share with him what he meant to me. And, he's always been a brother, an encourager of the believers, encouraging the believers to use their creativity, to use their skills.
Sister
And
Audrey, it appears. Oh, go ahead.
okay. But I will always wanted them to use. He
It
always
sounds like
wanted them.
it's dragging.
It's
I'll
dragging.
pull you out. I'm sorry to interrupt, and then put you right back in studio. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Sister Audrey, continue.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry about that. Is that better? That's better. Okay, so I just wanted to say that he has always encouraged the believers to use their skills and talents. And we're just honored for him to be on the cover, to share his story. And it's another medium to share. It's another medium. I know he's interviewed. You can see on YouTube. I encourage everyone to watch that on YouTube. But I also wanted to put it in print form. And just as we share TikTok videos, we share posts, I hope people will share this publication, which is free. You can share if you see an article in there that you enjoy, you can share it with someone. So we know that his story has been life-changing. And so we just want to continue sharing that information, sharing his message, because you never know what you're training for. And he's always been one to work out. And he was actually in the fight for his life. And is a good thing, as he mentioned about his heart condition, was able to handle everything that he went through, and thanks to his training beforehand. And he's also able to share with us some of those lessons and messages. And I know it's been saving lives. Even in my city, sisters were sharing the interview and encouraging their husbands to get checked out. So I want to, just as the enemy tries to put out information in video, in print, in this and that, we need to continue putting out positive messages. The Quran says, give good news to the believers. And that's what I'm trying to do. So we love you, Sister Charlene, student minister Abdul, Malik. Thank you for all that you're doing for the believers all over the country, the world. The other thing I told him, I said, if he's on the cover, they're going to think it's Minister Farrakhan anyway, because he tries to be in lockstep with our minister. So thank you once again for the opportunity to honor him.
Stay right there. And thank you, Sister Adrienne, to those words in your beginning speech. Not speech. I'm so nervous. I've never been this nervous. I mean, on Liberated Sisters, I'm telling you, your intro remarks, I say all praises due to Allah. I was sad when you left. I said, there she goes. But look at you, and all praises due to Allah. But I want you there because I want to bring in our brother student minister Abdul Malik Sayyid. Thank you so much for your patience and just letting me be me. But let's bring him in. I want him to be on with you for this few minutes as we transition, just so that you can greet him yourself. So
Yes,
look at this beautiful cover, which also has Ajda Wendy Muhammad and the CEO of Supreme Athletics. But assalamu alaikum, brother minister Abdul Malik.
Wa alaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Sister Audrey.
We have to say, please give Sister Malika and your family the greetings for us, please.
Yes.
I shall. I'll do just that.
Yes, I wanted you to greet, because I know this is tremendous. This cover is beautiful, and thank you for what you shared about him, Sister Audrey. So I just wanted to bring him in before we let you go, sis.
Yes,
let me say
Thank
this
you.
before she go.
That's right.
Yeah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum to both of you.
Wa alaikum salam.
Sister Charlene, first, thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule and allowing me to come on your show. I never take it for granted. And once we go over the airways, they are very divine. And what we say and do can have an impact on those who are watching. And I just wanted to thank you for what you're doing. And Sister Audrey, oh my God. I remember you from a long, I ain't gonna say a long time ago, but
Yes, sir.
we were blessed to have you in Los Angeles for a period of time.
Yes, sir.
And to watch Allah raise you in stages and degrees, one stage after another, and put you on purpose. And now you are writing. And it just reminds me on how important the pen is.
Yes.
And God says in the Bible, in the beginning was the word.
That's right.
So for the both of you to take up writing to the point where you are intending to master it, you have done, sister, a phenomenal job in the magazine you started, Virtue, which in my opinion, it was for Black women and women of color that didn't have any voice and is not controlled by Caucasians.
That's right. Praise be to
So,
Allah.
right, you know, it's not Essence, because Essence ain't really us. It's not Jet Magazine, it's not Ebony, it's Virtue Magazine, edited and authored by a member of the Nation of Islam, dear sister. And you don't realize how far reaching your work have been for so many. And I thank Allah that I was blessed in my lifetime to meet both of you. So I just wanted to say thank you for what you've done to uplift women in this country and throughout the world, because, you know, in the nation, we know, not believe, but we know that no nation can rise any higher than its woman. And look, brothers, Virtue Magazine is not just for women. We should subscribe so that we can hear the voice and the writings of the second self of God. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said the woman is the second self of God, and that we need to get the feminine viewpoint of the word of God. And I'm telling you, go to Virtue. See, it helps. I never do a lecture without running it by my wife to get her opinion, so that when I mount that rostrum, I mount it with a bit of balance. So I just wanted to say, on behalf of all rightly thinking men, to both of you, thank you for your work and the impact you have made on our society.
Praise
All
be to
praise.
Allah.
Thank
Well,
you,
thank
Minister.
you. Thank you. And thank you, Sister Charlene. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the show on YouTube.
Allahu Akbar. Thank you for spreading the word. And Sister Audrey, you always answer my call. So all
Yes,
praise is due to Allah. Yeah, you
yes,
know how I
ma'am.
feel about you. I
Yes,
will
ma'am.
yeah, well, oh my God, I'm so full. I'm very full. But thank you. Assalamu
Walaikum Islam.
Oh my gosh, her get fit to live, everything. Sister Audrey is just what is it, a powerhouse. Brother Minister, what we gonna do? What you gonna do? What are we gonna do? I'm so excited and I have all these emotions running through, you know. But I will get to your opening remarks in terms of what we are here to share. So if we could do that, I would like to say, would you please share with us some opening remarks? And then if we could, I would like to play a clip from your interview with student minister Willie Muhammad on I Have a Testimony. And where that clip I pray will start will be where you're speaking right after. Well, you're speaking about your angels. You had just spoken about your angels, Grace, Angel, Hope, Gabriel, and Allah. Those of you who are not familiar with what we're talking about, we're going to jump into it just a little bit, but you must, I implore you to watch Closing the Gap Broadcast Network. And I have a testimony. He's done 3 very long, very riveting, very in-depth, personal, touching, informative interviews where you get all of the backstory and then some. So we're picking up on that, okay? So Student Minister Abdul, Malik, Sayyid, Muhammad, your opening remarks.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, and we thank him for raising from among us the eternal leader of the nation of Islam, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we thank Almighty God Allah for leaving with us our divine reminder, leader, teacher, and guide, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who we know to be the Messiah, the modern day Jesus, of whom I thank Allah so much for he saved my life and the lives of millions of others. I will be forever grateful for his guidance, for his love, for his inspiration, and his example. My dear sister, I'm just blessed. And I know I'm not the same. I thank Allah for saving my life 2 times. I really am different. You know, when you go to death's door and Allah, Master, Father, Muhammad bring you back, it's for a divine purpose. And I'm just grateful that through my experience, I had to give up this thing of not thinking too much of myself, as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan over the years have been trying to get all of us to see that each and every one of us that Allah brought to the nation, we are divine and we are direct descendants of God. And I believe, well, I know that now. And I no longer suffer from self-negate. And I am going to do all I can to live up to and master the name that he gave me. After the Nipsey Hussle incident, I intend to live up to Abdul, Malik, Sayyid Muhammad, and to continue the work of the resurrection of the dead. But now I'm really interested also in health of Black men, because all too often we don't like doctors. And my health challenge made me to realize that we in the nation say we are fighting for Islam. Well, if I am Islam and I'm a Muslim, and I'm in a nation of Islam, and we are at war against the wicked and evil forces of this world, no industrial nation will allow you to be a part of their military and you didn't go through a health checkup. To be 67 years old and to have never gone to a doctor in nearly 45 years, that is not good. How can I fight for Islam and I didn't really go to doctors to make sure I was in the proper health and shape? But I am thankful to Allah, Master, Father Muhammad, for taking me to death's door and bringing me back. And once the doctors went into my colon and did this colonoscopy and said to me, we could have stopped this. I have what is called diverticulosis. And once it erupts, it becomes diverticulitis, where there are pockets of swell all throughout my colon that would have been caught if I had have gone at 40 years old and had my first colonoscopy. So I'm very concerned, and my goal is to inspire, particularly Black men, go to the doctor, get a checkup, make sure you are in fighting shape, because we're in a critical hour now. And we all see what is happening in America, and particularly to poor Black, brown, and our native family. This country is in trouble. So, my dear sister, I thank you. And I thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for his guidance. And I thank him for telling me what Master Father Muhammad gave him to say to me. I was blown away when he said that to me, brother. I did not want to talk to you until Allah, Master Father Muhammad, gave me what to say to you. So to be talking to God's man, the voice of God on earth, to me, the modern day Jesus to me, and to say to me, God gave him something to say to me, blew me away, but it also woke me up spiritually that I am more than what I thought I was. And I'm not saying that in no arrogant way. No, miss me with that. I try to be for real and honest. And so I thank him. I thank him for looking past my faults and tending to my knees and guiding me, that I could line my mind, my heart, and my spirit up with his and the two that back him. So I thank you, sister, and I'm ready for any questions or comments that you or your listening audience may have. Thank you, sister, for inviting me to Liberated Sisters. Sister Charlene, you, in my opinion, this is no fake news. CNN, NBC, CBS, Fox can't touch this kind of journalistic expression, because we are duty bound to speak the absolute truth, an invincible truth. So I thank you, sis, because you are one of the great journalists in the nation of Islam, and I believe you will go down in history as one of those great writers in our lifetime. So thank you.
All praises due to Allah. All praises due to Allah. And inshallah, and I'm not under any disillusion. It's because of that he whom I write for, and am I writing about, and his people. And Brother Minister, learned a lot of it from you as well, in terms of, look, you said you shared several times how you became the minister of a region, and you wasn't even a minister of a mosque in Atlanta. You gotta have to go. I'm sorry, we really are not able to delve into these gaps that I know are there, because he's granted about, I think at this point, 3.5, at least maybe 4 hours of interviews just on this topic of health, his health. So please do that. And but so when you became the head of a region, I came in the doors in December.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't me attaching myself to your coattails. It's just me realizing the self-negate, but also acknowledging and thanking Allah for, this is not coincidental, to be, you're talking about the writing, but a lot of it has been in the trenches, on the forefront, on the ground, street violence, police violence, mothers crying, vigils,
Yeah.
observing you. So learning how to move through you and the brothers and sisters here. See, so I just want to just throw that back on you. I want to ask some of the questions that were posed to you through people who were not able to be on, or they asked right after they first started hearing you. And then we could go to the clip I would like to play from Student Minister Willie's interview with you, because it's significant in terms of all of it is, but it was something that really has been touching people. So one of the questions we have is from Brother Lyle Muhammad in the South. He's with the 7th Region Coalition. And he asked 2 questions. One, can you update on your road to recovery and healing? That's the first question. He would like an update. Yeah.
Well, Allah has blessed me to be at 100%. At this moment, I have no health challenges. You can live with so many. What I have, so many people develop what is called diverticulosis. But adopting, really, in truth, if we really just follow strictly how to eat to live, we won't have problems. I slacked on having a high fiber diet where I didn't eat a lot of vegetables and fruit. But now my wife has taken over. I mean, really, well, it was always encouraging me, but now I have a high fiber diet. My vitamin intake is at an all-time high. And in truth, I'm in better shape now than I was before the health challenge. So I thank Allah. I thank Allah, Master Father Muhammad, for taking me through that, for purifying me and cleansing me to the point to where I intend to stay on how to eat to live to the max. So thank you for your question, dear brother, but I am healthy, strong, and by God's grace, in my right mind.
All praises due to Allah. That's a key. Okay, and he asked, he asked, any advice for believers who may be overworking themselves?
Well, the thing that I think we all should do, we have to, first of all, every believer have to come to know, not believe anymore. Every believer is going to have to come to know that Master Father Muhammad is God. And every believer should periodically go and get checkups from the doctor. Because one of the things they found with me that I didn't realize, the doctors could not believe that my iron level was so low. They said, man, where are you getting your energy from? Because I had to get they had to transfuse iron into my body. And they didn't put me on any medicine. You know what my prescriptions were? Vitamins. See, now I know all of my vitamins levels. See, this is why we have to go get a thorough blood work and know everything that's in your blood. That blood work is very important. That blood work is like the mechanics run a diagnostic check on you when you take your car in and they plug it into this computer, and everything that's wrong about it shows up on the screen. That's how your blood is. It tells you your cholesterol level. It tells you your vitamin B level. See? It tells you how much magnesium is in your body, how much zinc is in your body, and what you need to do to balance those things off. And once you do that, and you have a good workout regimen, and if you can't do nothing else, Master Father Muhammad said that we should walk, have a brisk walk every day and try to get in 10,000 steps every day. And if we do that and we practice how to eat to live, and from that, if we study our supreme wisdom, the Holy Quran, and if we go to our study group, you really won't get tired. See? Because the word of God, studying and making sure you know exactly what's happening in your body. See? That'll help you to where you'll never overwork yourself. You'll know when to pull back. I did not know when to pull back. I missed a lot of signs that my body was telling me, but I ignored it. And now, every 4 months, I'm getting my blood work done. Every year, I'm having a colonoscopy done so that the doctors can look inside and make sure that what I have not gone into something else. So I believe, brother, those things that I just mentioned will help the believers to keep from overworking themselves. Listen and know what your body is trying to tell you. Sometimes we get a little pain, particularly when we get to our 50s and our 60s. We ignore a little chest pain. We may ignore a back pain. See, we may ignore that I'm having coughing a lot. No, go get checked out. We may ignore the redness in our eyes. I look careful in my eyes to see how my veins are looking. You know, dear brother, President Trump, and anyone that has sit in that seat as Pharaoh, as wicked as he travels with a battery of doctors. And they make sure that this man lives to tell his lies. What do we look like? We got divine truth. We too should have a battery of doctors making sure we're healthy, we're strong, we're not overworked, so that we can keep telling this truth. So I thank you for your question. I hope the answer has helped you and those that are listening.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you for that. And thank you, Brother Lau, for your question. And Sister Angelita, actually, she just posted this. And thank you all for tuning in. And we're taking your questions and comments as we go. She says, praise be to Allah, Master Father, for 100% recovery. And Sister Angelita actually had asked 2 questions. And one of them, and Sister Angelita Muhammad is out of Muhammad Mas number 27. She is a microgreens food grower. So she asked, did you really think that you were dying? And if so, were you ready to accept Allah's will?
Well, here's what I said to the Messiah, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. When my wife and daughter, who actually saved my life, the first time when they really got into me and took me to the hospital. And if you know the story, once I got to urgent care, because I didn't want to go to the emergency. That's where she really wanted me to go, but I said no. When I went to urgent care and gave them my symptoms, the nurse immediately called the hospital and they said, he needs to come to emergency right now. So when my wife and I walked to the hospital from urgent care, which is right next to the hospital, and we went through the security check, I had to grab my wife because I was passing out. I lost consciousness. When I regained consciousness, I didn't know what had happened. I'm under this light. They're cutting my clothes off. Blood everywhere. And I'm fighting the doctors. And my wife, as I asked where she was, my wife came over and said, baby, calm down. She said to me this. She said, when you lost consciousness, they could not find a pulse. Your heart had stopped, and they had to resuscitate you. And I looked at her and said, what? She said, yes. And now they're trying to figure out what's wrong. I went right into prayer. And here's what I said. Oh, Allah, Master, Father Muhammad, I'm yours. Whatever your will is, if this is it, I thank you. I thank you for what you have given me and done for me. I said, but I do desire to live. And if you allow me to live, I will be a better helper to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. But if you are bringing me back to you, I surrender. I will accept whatever your will is. And after that, the doctor walked over and said to me, sir, you are lucky. He said, you lost so much blood that you had no oxygen going to your brain. And if you would have passed out at home, you would have either had serious brain damage or went into a cardiac arrest. He said, you had two things going for you that we believe saved you. Number one, you passed out here right outside of the door of the emergency. And he said, two, he said, sir, you are 67 years old. Do you work out? I said, yes, sir. He said, yeah, it shows your heart is as strong as a 35-year-old athlete. We believe that those two things saved your life because it only took us approximately 2 minutes to resuscitate you. And so, sis, that was my spirit both times, you know, because I belong to Allah. So, yes, that's it.
I can just say, Oh my God, all praises due to Allah. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Angelina. Now, she has another question too. She said, without divulging personal details, how much more personal can you get? No, I'm just joking. Okay. Without divulging personal details, did you have any regrets on things you did or didn't do in life in those moments? Wow.
Yeah, I have those regrets every other day. You know, I mean, one of the things, you know, the Messiah, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said to me, he said, brother, we all make mistakes. We go through our ups and we go through our downs. He said, but brother, Allah, Master, Father Muhammad told me to tell you he approves of you. See? He said, he know your heart. Yes, you and we have sinned. He said, but the problem is you all worry too much about your sins. Allah did not come to destroy you. He came to save you. He said, brother, you got a good heart. You love the believers and you love our people. And as a result of the depth of your love, Allah don't care about the poor parts. This is why we have a lesson that says, why did we let half original man Columbus discover the poor parts of the planet Earth? And I'm paraphrasing the answer because we know every square inch of it and we did not care about the poor part. See? So yes, there are some regrets, but I don't harp on them, sis. I've had some regrets on a lot of different things. And me, I'm an open book. Because if I open up my chest, and even if I confess my sins right now, see, if I did that, it can't hurt me because I'm not that. A clean heart can't be hurt. So yes, dear sister, there is a lot of things that I regret from words that I have probably said, misperceptions that I've had of other people. See, things that I have seen people do that I didn't do anything about. See, but you know, the worst part is what I did to myself. And that's what is in our prayer. I have been greatly unjust to myself. See, and I confess my faults. And what do we say to God? And grant me protection, not against Sister Charlene's fault. Don't grant me protection against a lieutenant. Don't grant me protection against some brother captain. No, grant me protection against myself. See, that's where all the negative energy is on what we've done to ourselves. But I thank Allah that I'm getting better with loving myself. I'm getting better at taking care of this temple, my body, to prove that I love myself. I thank God that he's pulling my mind more, I believe, in line with the mind of Minister Farrakhan as I am studying all of the teachings all over again. And I'm taking my time. Look, I'm on the first 5 chapters of Message to the Black Man on Who is God. I've been on those chapters for 3 months. Because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, as a result of this experience, brother, Master Father Muhammad is going to reveal things to you when you go back and restudy. So thank you for that question, sister. Who in life, if you're really serious and you're honest, who can say that they don't have some things that they regret? I regret some of the things that I didn't do for my children because I was so focused on the work that there's some neglect in my family. See, there was some neglect in my wife. But Allah, man, he don't care about that. And I have time to make it up because I can't change what's behind me. But from this day forward, life is not in the history. No, not in the past. Life is in the future. So I'm going to start prophesying on things that I want to do to make up for the wrongs that I have done in my life, even as a minister in the Nation of Islam. Thank you, sister, for that question.
Wow, all praises due to Allah. Thank you, Brother Minister. I don't know why my screen all wide like this. I'm gonna figure that out. But Brother Minister, thank you so much and thank you for the questions. We have a couple of more, but that I received on my phone. Being so open, I mean, you're affecting a healing in people. I'm telling you, I got so many calls after the first interview. And I know that people are still contacting. We'll go to Student Minister Willie, who shared, you know, it the impact and the outreach. What would you say to people who have heard what you shared in terms of getting ourselves checked? By the way, it's important to note that our Nation of Islam Executive Shura Council members have been coming before us. And we're not just talking to members of the Nation of Islam right now, but I'm just making this point that in terms of internally, we've been admonished, reminded, instructed to do this for quite some time. And I have to, just say that when we were told officially what had happened with you, That was one of the first things that came to my mind. I bet we're going to listen to him now, because you have been one of those as well among the laborers, student laborers, telling us to get together, our physical health, passing on the instructions that we receive. So at any rate, I have to admit that I was like, okay, I bet you're going to listen now. But guess what? Booked a doctor's appointment. Something came up and didn't reschedule it yet. You see? Hard head. But go ahead. I was asking a question, or was I just testifying to something there?
Testifying.
Okay.
You have
Okay.
a question?
I do. Sister Tawan of Washington, D.C. asks, ask brother the value of the tool the minister, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, found for us, Dianetics auditing with disease and dis-ease. Thank you, Tawan.
Yeah. Well, to me, my dear sister, one of the things that the doctors missed when the doctors said to me, in their mind, which I understood, they thought there was two things that saved me. I did mumble to him, well, there's a third, but it's actually about 5 things. And I said to him, well, sir, you left out God. He said, well, I did not want to impose, religion, because I don't know what anyone's religious persuasion is. He said, but you're right. See, your faith. And Allah has blessed me also to be a student of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And when you are nursing on the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad mentally, when you're taking in that teaching, you're taking in life. But on top of that, we learn. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan came to learn as well. And he saw that Dianetics, which is something founded by L. Ron Hubbard at the Church of Scientology, he saw that that was a good tool for us, because in every human being, according to Mr. Hubbard, which we can also find in our teachings, he, in his study, believed that there was 3 minds. One he calls the analytical mind. And that analytical mind is created by God to think right and do right. But there is what is called the reactive mind, meaning that when you are depressed or when you are suffering from pain, it does not go into the analytical mind. When you're being yelled at, when someone is hitting you and talking at the same time, all of that goes into the reactive mind. And then the third mind is the somatic mind. That's the mind that feels the physical and emotional pain that one goes through. Of those 3, one can be gotten rid of or murdered. So we have a lesson that says, why does Muhammad and any Muslim murder the devil? What devil? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, brother, we've been up under Satan's rule for over 6,000 years. The white man has been ruling. We were brought up through slavery for over 400 years, and all of the brutal punishment and pain that devil did to us went and damaged the cells in our body, and that trauma can be passed down from generation to generation. Well, the mind and the pressure of this world can put weight on your mind and negative energy. But through auditing
through auditing, it can go in and take some of that negative energy, and transform that negative energy into positive energy and push away the impulse that causes us to act other than ourselves when somebody confront us or do something to us and we lose our temper. No, auditing help you to gain control over your emotions and clean up things in your life, in your history. See? To where you are now in control. So auditing, sis, if you go into our lesson, when you are able to murder 4 devils, you get a button to wear on your lapel. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, brother, you think it's talking about a button? He said, no. The button means now, a button is one of the definitions, that which once it is pressed or touched causes a reaction. When you get audited and you become clean and your ethics level, your morals get stronger, see, and you confess your faults, not just say confess, but say what they are. Get it off of you. Cry to the God. See, when you do that, you now gain power over the seats of your emotion. And no matter what anyone say or do to you, they can't cause you to act other than yourself. I'm blessed. It's hard to push my buttons now. I can take things from people that I normally couldn't take. You say something to me all crazy, I instantly react, not realizing that I was going into the personality of other people who had done me wrong. But I went into certain agreements with some of the negative aspects of their character, and it developed in me as well. See? I hope you all understand what I'm trying to say. So now when I got ill, that auditing and those processes, because my mind was stronger and I was more of myself at that time, having a strong mind with the faith in Master Father Muhammad. See? Because auditing exercises your mind. It exercises your brain. See, we can pump iron and lift weights. That's good. See, we can get in our karate stance and learn how to block a blow. How do you block a thought? How do you block an emotion when somebody try to break your peace? Huh? How do you block a negative expression of somebody come to you and say, man, I can't stand you. You ain't nothing. And you sit there and hold a smile. Huh? I watched the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan on Phil Donahue years ago, and the Caucasians were screaming at him, and he was sitting there smiling, wasn't phased, wasn't moved. You know why? A clean heart can't be hurt. So that's what auditing, that tool, helped me to become more of that kind of person. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, this is so much. Praise be to Allah. I'm going to keep the questions going. We're going to get to Brother Willie's excerpt, everyone. Please stay right there. Spread the word. Brother Brandon, thank you for watching. He says, ask, what impact has your latest trial had on your faith, Brother Brandon Bay?
Oh, it's much stronger. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, brother, you don't believe anymore. You know now who saved you. He said, brother, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to me once, this is Minister Farrakhan talking. He said, brother, if Allah cannot save me, that is a sign that he cannot save you. Then Minister Farrakhan said to me, brother, your health challenge almost matched mine. I bled like you did, brother. And the first person that came into my room That nurse had the same name that your nurse had, Grace. And when I heard her name, he said, I knew that I was going to be all right. He said, likewise, brother, the same God that saved me and brought me through my 14-hour surgery is the same God that brought you through because of your faith. So, brother, what has happened to my faith now, the roots are still going down so that my mind, my spirit, my ethics is coming up now to where I can now better live the restrictive laws as a result of that faith. So I have total faith in Master Father Muhammad, total faith in the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who is physically alive. And I have the faith in the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And now I have more faith in my ability to be a great helper to him and to our nation and our people. I'm so grateful, brother, to have been brought through those two near-death experiences. And look, the other day, maybe a week ago, in our mosque in LA, we had nearly somewhere between 40 and 50 believers being certified in CPR and how to save the life of your loved one or any believer, like my wife saved mine. As we were being trained, the trainer, he said this, and it didn't dawn on me until I was at this training last week and I had to leave the room crying. He made this statement: you do not perform CPR on any person until you know they are dead. I'm like, what? And I died twice. And now to know that Master Fard Muhammad brought me back, brother, twice? Really, I had 4 episodes. 2 was not as bad, but I was going into heart failure another 2 times. It just didn't get that critical because I couldn't stop bleeding. So I would say, brother, my faith is much deeper than it was before. I'm grateful to be a recipient that my faith has increased in the 3 great men who is our salvation in this hour. Thank you for your question.
Look, okay. I'm blown away. I'm very blown away. Thank you, Brother Brandon, for your question. I'll add a clip, God willing, to what we'll play from Student Minister Willie, which is some of the CPR training that we had. You know, when Brother Student Minister Abdul Malik said that he is a health advocate, I think that's what you said, or you're into healthcare. I mean, literally, there were approximately 50 of us in the Maz training, and it was very exciting. I understood the terms. When he said that, I thought that too. I said, wow, in terms of when you perform CPR. So thank you for bringing that up, and we'll try to share that too. And thank you, Brother Brandon Bay. Someone has a question. Sistar would like to know, will you be speaking at a workshop during Savior's Day and even at Mas Mariam at a webcast?
I'm not sure. I have not been asked.
Thank you. And everyone's Savior's Day, for those who may not be aware, is our annual convention celebrating the birth of our Savior, Master Father Muhammad, and that's February. So, and then some, if you will. Brother Menace, I got a question. Okay. So, what if you know that you know? One knows that they know, but it appears that the manifestation of their faith is outwardly it's not necessarily there. I would think it would take time. And with that, the second part of that is, could you speak on patience with it? If someone has had a similar situation, not necessarily the way you did, but they've come through a very big trial and their faith is increased. But maybe they're looking for the proof of that. Again, it's not necessary. I don't know if I'm making it clear.
Yeah, I
What if
get
you
you.
what if you
Yeah.
have increased faith, but your works, whatever that is, not necessarily work for others, but work for yourself, is not on par with what you know, yet
Yes.
you're striving. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I want to try to explain it like this. Having faith and increasing that faith, it's like training to be a top fighter. A fighter, boxing, whether it's martial arts, a fighter can have faith in his skills and he can get in a boxing ring and he can shadow box, but that's not fighting. He's got faith. He believes he can win. She believes she can win, but until you go through something and you get on the other side of that thing to take a look back at what you've done and you win. And even if you lose, you still have an opportunity to increase your faith in your ability to fight. Likewise, my sister, Allah says in the Holy Quran, He takes us through difficulty. One difficulty after another one. But after difficulty, He gives you an ease period. See? You don't know what you made of until Allah bring you through fire to help purify you. And once He puts that pain on you or whatever distress on you, and you call on the God, and He answers. And when you come out of it, you know only He did it. Wasn't no doctors, wasn't any nurses. They was God's instrument. It was Him who did it. See? Now my faith has grown more. Now I'm saying, my God, if I can call on God to bring me through a tumultuous experience like death, my God, can I call on God now to say, God, give me the faith and the ability to go out and get hundreds of thousands of our people and bring them into this teaching? See? When you increase faith, God is bringing you closer and closer up and up into His mind so that we can say, be, and it is. Whatever I think of that's good and He approves of, it'll manifest. See? That's how you build faith. But God has to take you through something. A fighter will never be a top fighter if he didn't go through pain in the gym. If he didn't know what it was like to take a blow in the chin. If he don't know what it's like to take a blow in the stomach and you in so much pain, but you got to get back out there in the next round. What gets you through that? Faith and a good corner man. People cheering you on. See? So yes, you can grow faith. But sometimes, your faith, you may be asking for things that Allah knows not good for you. See? It's like in Los Angeles. We have been working years, Sister Charlene, no mosque. But I have faith that we are going to get a beautiful spot for the believers, and a flagship place where we can plant our flag. I see it happening. And it's beginning to happen. So we have to say, be and it is. And if Allah wants it for you, you and I will get it. I close with this. Mother Tynetta said something once, and the minister said something to me after my illness. He said, brother, not only is the enemy watching us, he said, Allah and his angels are watching over us. They are in every major city. And every believer, according to Mother Tynetta, every member of the Nation of Islam have 2 recording angels who write down everything you do, and one begs your pardon. So if we believe, see, and know that, then there's nothing that I should want for that Allah won't deliver. And if he don't deliver it, 2 things, sister, you said we have to have patience. Yeah, but you also have to have the understanding to know when what it is you wanted, God didn't want it for you, and leave it alone.
Whoa, let it go.
So the Bible saying all you're getting, get an understanding, because you may pray for something that's not good for you. Here's a brother who may pray, he wants a lot of money, but the money may cause him to lose his life because Allah know he ain't gonna do good with money. So yes, sister, there are things we want. You know, after the Bismillah in the Holy Quran, one of the most repeated words in the Holy Quran is patience. Seek assistance through patience and prayer, and then get up. See? Get up. Don't believe in no spook God. Once you pray for whatever it is you want, you have to be so determined that you're going to get it, that your desire is feeding your will. Because whatever you want and you got to put action to, there's an opposite and equal reaction that's going to try to stop you from getting it. But you be patient and keep working until it is manifest. That's faith.
All praise is due to Allah. Thank you for that, brother. Student Minister Chad said, "Teach." Sister Sylvia Muhammad. Thank you all for engaging. Said, "Assalamu alaikum. I can see and hear a stronger brother in you than I heard on Closing the Gap. I thank Allah for witnessing this with my own eyes from you. All praise is due to Allah." Any remarks on those, brother minister, before I segue?
I just say, you know, sister, thank you. Because every day it appears I'm trying to get stronger and stronger. We are at war and we are under attack. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, we're going to go through some very trying times, and we're entering into a very dark period. He said, brother, I am the first trumpet. But when that first trumpet stopped sounding, the second trumpet is now blowing. He said to me, and that trumpet is the wheel, and it represents death. And death now is all around us. I'm telling you, man, since my experience, many of the believers are very unhealthy. See? And it ain't Allah's fault. It is our fault. We got to get back to how to eat to live so that we will have a strong body. What is it to have a strong mind and then you got a weak body? Or to have a strong body and a weak mind? No. We got to be strong spiritually. We have to be strong mentally. We got to be strong emotionally. And we have to be strong physically. so that whatever this devil brings, we can go through it. And with our faith in Master Father Muhammad, no weapon formed against us will prosper. So yes, sister, I thank you for recognizing that. And I'm thankful to Allah. I feel like I'm stronger than what I was doing my talk on closing the gap. And I'm so thankful to Brother Student Minister James, Brother Chad, and our dear sister, what's her name?
Starla.
Sister Starla. I wasn't going to do it. Brother James talked me into it because I did not want really, the minister said so many beautiful and strong things to me that he got from Master Fard Muhammad, and I did not want that to come off the wrong way, as if I'm trying to make myself more than what I am. I recognize who I am, and I'm not more than what I think I am. I'm a follower of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, trying to get to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Fard Muhammad. But my brother encouraged me, and I want to thank him, because since that interview, I stay in tears because of the calls, the inboxes. My wife is getting calls, and a sister called her and said, "Sister, tell your husband," I said, "Thank you. His testimony saved my husband's life, because for the first time, my husband was inspired to go to the doctor, and he appeared to be in good shape. But when he got to the doctor, they had to call a code blue. His blood pressure was so high that he should have had a stroke. But your husband's testimony saved his life." Brothers who are saying, "Man, thank you for breaking me out of spookism, because I too didn't trust doctors." And then the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, "Brother, when you have faith in Master Fard Muhammad and you pray to him, don't you worry about a doctor messing over you. After you pray to Master Fard Muhammad, do all the research you can to find a doctor pleasing to you, and you go." He said, "Brother, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad went to doctors. I go to doctors. But I know the doctor ain't the real doctor, but at least they have technologies that can help us." And then you listen and learn more about your own body. See? We got to know, why do I have a spleen? What is the duty and purpose of a kidney? What is the purpose of a lung? What is the purpose of making sure that my arteries are not clogged? See? What does fried food? Look, it's all in How to Eat to Live, family. I have to do better with that and make How to Eat to Live as much a part of my life as I do prayer and study. So I hope I answered the question.
And then some. This is so beautiful. Look, they're saying, "Teach, all praises due to Allah." You gave a great transition for the clip I want to show from the recent event at the mosque, where we were inspired by you, and you were the catalyst for us doing the CPR training. And then I want to play the clip from your interview with Student Minister
Yes,
Willie.
go right ahead.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, and then we'll come back and close out. Okay, here we go.
Good at just doing compressions at a high level right now, okay? You open the airway, you blow, watch the chest ride, blow again, and then you continue, okay? Pretty soon, what we're gonna hopefully do is get into just 2 breaths. 2 quick breaths until you see chest rise, and then you're gonna continue on with this. Let's go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Your job is done. Just monitor them and make sure they get to the hospital. The compressions right now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This little white part is actually cartilage. Okay. It can be 10 seconds. It can, whenever they come alive, your job is done, and you just want to monitor them until they come up.
Track chest compression.
No.
Why not?
You ain't dead. Okay, we learning. All right, y'all ready? Everybody ready? Everybody know the roll. Everybody know the roll. Hey, keep going. Count out loud.
Some of you even say that we are not real Muslims. Allah knows best who the real Muslims are.
Okay, everyone, we're going to go right to Brother Willie. That was the training, and you were seeing crowd control and some things that have to happen medically. I mean, in the environment. So that was some of that, but we can talk about that at another time. Here, let me share this other slide, and we're going to come not slide, video. Oh boy, here we go. Ooh, buckle up. Okay.
That interview is so profound, and when this airs, you would already appeared on this show again the day before, but you said something else that was profound.
I'm going to bring in Brother Malik right now. Brother Student Minister, I'm going to bring you in too. I wanted to give you a heads up. Here we go.
In that interview that I want to ask you, you spoke about how you intentionally chose to go to a Black-run hospital, even though some question the quality of the care there, right? So, yeah. And I think this is a picture of the hospital here. So, yes, why was that decision so important to you? And what did you learn about trusting our own from that choice?
Wow. Man, your question got me teared up. Wow. I've done so much work in and around LA, and I've fallen so deeply in love with my people. And it's 2 reasons, because that question that you asked was asked of me by the top administrators at the hospital before they let me out the last time. Brother Willie, we are attacked by the Jewish ADL, and I'm slated as one of the top 10 anti-Semites in the Nation of Islam. So number one, when I went to that hospital, it was because I said, I told my wife, if anything ever happened to me, I'd rather trust my life into the hands of my own people than to take me into the hands of my enemy that I've been giving them the business about how they treat our people. Plus, many of the hospitals in LA the best ones are in the Jewish area, and they're Jewish ran. Kaiser, Cedar-Sinai. This is where most of your Black affluent people go. I didn't trust that, brother. I wanted to be into the hands of my own people. So, and I said that maybe they would know who I am. And when they found out who I was or is, they would take care of me. And that's what happened, brother. Those Black nurses, when the MGT and the FOI showed up at the hospital, and the way they beautifully worked with the administrators and put that hospital on lockdown, they was like, oh, that's, most people out here know me by Minister Tony Muhammad. They said, that's That's Minister Tony Muhammad. Man, them nurses went into action, brother. They had put me in this room with this decrepit Caucasian man. Room was right, wasn't too good of a room. And the black nurses came in and they start arguing with the floor nurse who headed up that floor. Like, do you know who this is? And you got him in this room? So I called the black nurses and I said, calm down. I said, it's okay, calm down. And then the black, the sisters, she said, we got this, Mr. Muhammad, don't you worry. We got it. 15 minutes later, brother, 3 black nurses came in and unlocked the wheels on my bed, rushed me out, down the hall, up this, into another room, brother. Beautiful room. And she said, you know why we brought you here? Because this is where we would bring the mayor. This is where we would bring the governor. And we wanted to make sure that your family and your community could come in and out as they please.
Man.
Me and my wife just crying, brother. That what I thought in my heart was real. We don't trust each other, man. I trusted my life into the hands of my people. And when that top administrator asked me the same question you asked, before I answered her question, I said, so you gonna tell me you all are not a good hospital? You know what that woman told me? She said, we ranked number 19. We're in the top 19 emergency hospitals. She said, but we know our people don't like coming to us. And we haven't had one of your caliber in a long time, sir. We really just wanted to say thank you for choosing our hospital.
Wow. Man, that every time listening, it's just so much in your testimony. Because even like you started off talking about how you fallen in love with our people. And when you talked about, like you told your wife, if something happened to you, you want to go there, is to me, is even more evidence that you love our people and you trust our people. Because people can say it when not much is at stake.
Right.
But when your life is at stake and you say that, that gets to the that's a part of the core being of what somebody is made up of. And I want to go to this question because
before you go,
yeah, go ahead.
The minister said to me, brother, see, he said, you was at the right hospital. You were where Allah wanted you to be.
Mm-hmm. And it's proof.
He verified it for me. You can listen to all of this. They have to go to the podcast to hear all this.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. That's what I wanted to really get at, because those who interviewed you prior to now have done such a phenomenal job. So, and I brought that up because of the men in particular that have been saying they've been helped so much by you, brother minister. Your transparency just blows me away, but it's not something that is not your MO, if you will. You've always been like that on certain levels. It's just like for this experience, which is so deeply personal, I really want to know what compelled you, what inspired you to tell your story. You touched on it when you said Brother Student Minister James urged you, but ultimately you had to decide to do it. Let's say you didn't speak on the part that the minister shared with you. Just to get to that part, you had to tell something about Abdul Malik.
Yes.
What made you want to do that?
Well, the minister said this to me. He said, brother, not only are you loved in LA, he said, you're loved, brother, all over this nation. And you are a big influence. So I thought with that man, if I tell the story and it comes out right, it can inspire, particularly the FOI, and black men in general to make sure that we are taking charge of our post body, which is our temple property given to us by our Creator. And if my story will touch 2, 3 people, it was worth telling. And as I'm getting kind of worked up again because listening to that talk with Brother Willie is very touching. You know, because another aspect is what I've come to know, that wherever you see black people in these big levels, if you see them as doctors or nurses, they the best. Because they had to go through hell to become a doctor or nurse. They had to prove themselves 7 to 10 times more than their white counterpart. So, Sister Charlene, I just thought that if what happened to me would touch 2 or 3 people, it would be worth telling. Now I'm finding out it touched hundreds.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Brother Student Minister Abdul, Malik, Sayyid, Muhammad, that is it. We will let you take leave. Just give this big to Sister Malika and the family. I mean, I pray all the time for your household. Just thank you for blessing us here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Charlene. May Allah continue to bless you and Liberated Sisters. Thank you for bringing on Sister Audrey. I thank Allah for the believers here in the great city of Los Angeles, and we intend to be a great help to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Thank you, sis. Love you so much.
Love you too.
Assalamu alaikum.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my eyes. Y'all see it? They red. They red. Just they red. Let me share some of this. And thank you all. I'll put some music on, support Closing the Gap Broadcast Network. I'll say it, he gonna check me, but I had asked Brother Malik for his Savior's Day gift link. I don't think he saw that because the man is busy, let's face it. And also recovering and, on the journey. So if you can wrangle it, I'm going to get it. And, we're in our Savior's Day season. And so he has a link. And if I do get it, I would like to share it with you all so that we can make a donation, a love offering to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan through Brother Student Minister Abdul, Malik, Sayyid, Muhammad, and Sister Malika. In case you're listening, I should text you too for your link as well. And so in upcoming shows, I would love to put that there and ask you all to support. That's me asking. So I'm going to put some music on as we go out for the next 2 minutes, God willing, and share your comments. And thank you all for being with us here to honor our dear brother by spreading the word and advocating. So, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for tuning in. Go to the Sajda Muhammad channel. Pause. Sajda House. Sister Sajda has something important I wanted to announce. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to do that. But go to the Sajda Wendy Muhammad channel on Instagram and YouTube, as well as Sajda House. Something big is happening, okay? It's very big. So sorry, everyone. Here we go. Let's go. Come out.